Hello folks, welcome to the Flying 7 channel. Today we are taking a look at a cargo line volume 5 nuclear. Now, I did have this a little while ago, but I haven't done a first look video for it yet. Bit silly of me, but hey, we'll go for it. So we're going to basically drive this class 20 here from Walsden, and we're going to take the service as far as Watford Junction. Just to give us adequate time to check out what the 20 can do. So, let's get started. So, we are on a nice sunset evening. We're in the chopper. We've obviously carrying a nuclear flask. So, yes, let's pop outside and see what you can do. So, you've got... So, each of these nuclear flasks, they're coupled up in the normal way. So, you could potentially link this up to like a 47. No, you can link it up to a 47 because you can in West Coast Mainline Plastic Carlisle on the 80s timetable. You've got your flask cover wheels as well, which you are not going to be moving anytime soon. You've got your handbrake as well. Yeah, and you basically got handbrakes, and also you've got your covers as well if you need them. So, yes, anyways, let's jump back aboard our unit today. So let's quickly climb up here, and we're going to do the 11 miles to Watford. Right, sit in the cab. Key on. Stick you into forward. Start releasing the brakes. And well, lights are on, are they? They now are. Can I set it to night mode? Is that possible? Day mode will do. Anyways, right, let's go. We have the road, so let's go. Next, so yes, obviously this is a cargo line pack from Skyhook, who do make some pretty good cargo line packs. And there's a class 710 in the distance, which is cool. Yes, we are driving 6 Mike 95 for this service. Oh, it purrs really nicely. Or it chops really nicely too. Cool, make sure the DSD is in normal as well. And we'll just push on. Cab lights obviously do work as well, just the one light up there. Keep it on today, I think. Gives it a nice warm tone. There we go. There we go. So, you know what? Let's quickly grab our thumbnail shot while we're here. Usual settings here for this. Now we're gonna set sunset. So basically set it up with the usual settings. And obviously adjust as required as usual, my rule of thumb. Bit brighter. Maybe a bit more actually. Yeah, there we go. Maybe just a bit lower down. If I could get the right button, that would help me out. And then obviously we can then save and upload that. Perfect. Right, let's continue on after that quick screenshot interruption. So, the cabs. So, what do you get? Well, you obviously got your similar train and loco brakes, as you would in the 80s style class 20. Horn as well. And you got your wipers. Hazard warning lights. If I press that, then Did they do anything? Don't think they do. We got your headlight mode selector. We are currently in day. We probably, which is the highest we can go. And then of course you got your tail lights as well. Oh wait, there is a night mode. There we go. 4, 3. And we are currently speeding, which is a bit naughty of me. You got an indicator to say that your brakes are on. That's useful. So the second that they go back onto 5 bar, I'm guessing it clears. And before you ask what is an RHTT controller coming in, that's part of the West Coast Main Line 2019 Fast Carlisle timetable. So that is not standard, you won't get this. Just to point that out. You got your National Radio Network stuff up here, so this is basically in like the early 2010s, I think. So you're basically going to have your NRN handset, because not everyone was on this, which is your GSMR. Anyways, I am not doing well with my speed management today, but we'll live. Yes, obviously you got your fault indicators as well as your wheel slips as well, external fires, engine stop, and also if your handbrake's on too. Right, we've got a feather light indication. It's saying we are going to the left, so, and we're going to be able to floor it quite shortly, or I say floor it, put the throttle to max, as a Avanti West Coast Pendolino flies by on our left. And obviously you've got your cargo terminal side of the depot here. Anything cool? And you've got some intermodals, and some oh, what are those wagons called? Can't remember. Anyways, so we are going to basically move on to the same track onto the slow line. And then we can start opening up the loco. Right, we're clear for 60, so let's give it some power, give it the beans. Now, obviously, up there it says we've got 75 and 90. Why can we not go above 60? Well, speed limits, UK rules and regulations, as well as and there's an EWS shed 66069. I think that was an EWS colours. So yes, also back to the cab. So obviously you've got your TPWS panel, that's new from the old one. You've got your ammeter, you've got your speedo, brake pipe, brake pipe gauge, you've got your reservoir gauges and your baby brake gauges as well. You also got your instrument lights as well, which I have to see are quite nice. And obviously GSD, and then you've got your target there as well, so I'm guessing that's potentially just to authorize access to the train as well as your master key. Obviously you got your fire alarm as well, which I am led to believe works. Yeah, that's good. Obviously you've got your TPWS isolation, so obviously I can just chuck that into normal, that's good. And they got your change end switch as well, so obviously it's set to desk 1 driving because we're desk 1. So basically that's how you tell it, I want to switch between your different desks. You've got your fuse covered as well, pretty much standard compared to the normal class 20. What else you got? You got brake changeover switch. We're in goods mode. That's what it should be in, because we're technically carrying goods, even though obviously we are carrying nuclear waste, but it's not passengers. So obviously emergency brake valve as well over there. The seats can also adjust height and also rotate as well. So if you've got like a co-pilot, they can come along with you. Not that you would typically have a co-pilot on a nuclear train, because obviously of how dangerous the material can be. Yes. Anyways, oh, Bakerloo. Other stuff as well in here. Obviously, 350 going by. Nice. Then obviously you've got a locomotive on the other end, which obviously is for that. There's your AWS switches. Obviously it's saying that we're on isolated here, which is correct, and our change end lever is on as well, which I probably should have turned on earlier, but no time like the present. Obviously that again. Now, I noticed that Richie Rail, when he was in his live stream last night, because this is going out the day after his live stream, he tried to do an Imperial March horn on here. Now, the random question I have, can I do an Imperial March train horn? I just need to double check how you do it. How do you do? You need a multi-tone horn, 2 lon. Okay. But yes, and then you just play the iconic beginning phrase. Yes. So basically, 3 lows. There you go. Alright, at least we know we can do it in this. And it actually sounds decent. Oh, be professional. Don't let your mobile lose you your job. Yeah, kill stuff. Good advice. Right, where are we passing now? We are passing... Oh, where are we? Oh, Harrow and Willstone, also known as where the Bakerloo terminate. Hey! What's an SWR 450 doing here? Oh, hang on, livery mod. Ugh. Good to know. And then there's a Class 710 on overground service. Is that a 4 car? No, that's a 5. So that's one of the /3s, which is realistic to this line because the /3s are used on Line S line, which is what runs alongside the West Coast Main Line up to Watford Junction from Euston. And then on the Goblin line, or the Suffragette line, if we're using proper TFL naming, it uses the /2 variant, which is a 4 car variant. Was that on the platform, did I see? No, that's just a station, okay. And then obviously you got your manual wipers as well, should you want to use them. However, typically, shed. We got a shed passing through that, but if you do need your wipers, you can just turn them on. Which has, I believe, turned on the other side. So, yeah, this is your wiper control for this side. Like so. So yes, what else can I point out about this that's obviously a bit different? We'll have a look at the what I'll do when we get to Watford. I will give up control of this service, and I will use spawn in another of the DRS ones in order to the cargo line ones, and obviously we can have a look at some extra features. A couple of which are mods you can get, which I will link down in the description if I remember to. Yeah. Right, we are 3.7 out of Watford Junction, but I have to say so far this is actually flipping nice to drive. It's a nice good bit of chopper. We like chopper. Yeah, status, no communication. I've just obviously hidden it because obviously it's... Obviously we are not using our HGT for this. Which I've just hidden, so obviously now that space is blank, but you've got heaters as well. No food hot plates though, so unlike the Just Trains bits and the original 20. However, that's all good. So yes, we are currently about 2 miles away out, and then that is one of the underground, overground stations. Quickly search by the /3, and then the route then goes that way towards but High Street before then the overground trains terminate at Watford Junction. The underground trains terminate at Harrow and Wealdstone. So yes, obviously now it's obviously become dark. So obviously we started in the sunset, now it's become dark. So that's nice, and we are 1.9 miles out of Watford. What's that coming down? Nope, nothing. Okay, I think that after this station it then goes the other way. What is this station anyway? This is CD map. Ah, Bushy. And then there's your loop towards Watford High Street before it then goes around to Watford Junction. Yeah, I do like West Coast Main Line itself. It is a nice route. Would be nice if they increased the length to Birmingham. Was that another SWR? Livery mod again. Well, it's probably one of my Creators Club liveries that they told it to put it on all the West Coast Main Line South 350s. Yes, and also the other really cool thing is that when the 805 buys for TSW, which should be soon, you'll get a full working timetable for the 2025 times, which will include the 805. Obviously, you've got your 710s as well, so it'll be a nice modern timetable, and then you'll also get a 2025 style timetable for West Coast Mainline Birmingham Crow, which is, I have to say, really good read. And some patches came out for that this week, which I haven't managed to test yet because I've been a bit busy. I've also managed to find an engine file which might make the game run a bit nicer on my system. I need to test it because it's basically one that says 6 cores and 12 gigs of VRAM on your graphics card, and I'm like, that sounds a bit familiar. Oh wait, that's my system spec. So yeah. And then there's a 377/2, probably. Yes. Here we are at Watford Junction. There's a Pendolino there heading southbound, and obviously we've got the 377 ready to go back towards East Croydon. But yes, here we are at Watford Junction. So let me just do that and then do that. Pull the pin up, and then neutral shut down. Just shut this cab down for now, and also take my driver's key out. There we go. So yes, so if I'll close this door, the AI will take over it in a sec. I'll get the AI to take over it in just a second. Spawn new train. 20. D. So we'll spawn an empty one, actually, if I can. So we get some extra chopping action. Right, let's get some light on the situation, if I can. So you obviously got your 20, your 20, and then you have an empty nuclear flask. Now, apparently the flask covers are openable, but it seems like it might be locked. Now, my question is, how could you potentially open it up? Obviously got your rad safe stuff as well, so just keep... There's to mention about that. Obviously got... I presume this probably has to bolt off. So basically, these will bolt off and then you can then use it. Okay, and the other cool thing is that you get into a bit of a situation. And you need to, you know, basically say to people, hang on. Let me just take over this and then that train will go on the move. But then you're like, oh no, I've got a problem. What do? There's a panic button. Which is basically currently programmed via a mod to do the emergency brakes and I believe to turn the engine off on the unit as well. Yeah, I can't see any smoke coming out of the first unit, so yeah, that turns your engine off. And then when you're ready, you can just jump back in, reset, and you will be going to be good to go again. Another decent mod, I will leave the link for that in the description. So what you can then do is you can then reset it. Then wake up, make sure obviously you're good, start your engine. As that Pendolino leaves. But yes, it's honestly really nice DLC from Skyhook. So if you like your cargo stuff, this is definitely one to probably pick up. So yes, anyways, I will leave you here from a lovely Watford Junction. Thank you very much for watching this video today. If you liked it, you know what to do. If you loved it, give it a subscribe. Or if you just fancy subscribing, you obviously can do as well. And I will leave you guys to have a good rest of your day, evening, night, morning, afternoon. I don't know, whatever time you're watching this. Anyways, have a good one. Cheers.